Hi guys, it's LindsayAnn. Welcome back to another special holiday episode. Today we are making the perfect holiday treat with my chocolate peppermint cupcakes. These start with a super simple moist fudgy cupcake, and we're topping them with a smooth, cool peppermint cream cheese frosting, a drizzle of chocolate, and a sprinkle of crushed peppermint candy to finish them off. Everybody loves the combination of chocolate and peppermint this time of year, and these look super impressive and they're not even that hard to make, so they're perfect for entertaining with or bringing to your friends at school or work. So we start with the cupcakes. So first we're gonna add the dry ingredients into the bowl. So here I have 3/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder for the leavening, 1 cup of white sugar, 6 tablespoons of unsweetened dark or Dutch processed cocoa powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And just give this a little whisk to get everything incorporated. Now we're going to combine the wet ingredients. So here we have 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, 1 large egg, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and my secret ingredient, 1/2 cup of sour cream to make these extra moist and rich and tender. And now we're just going to pour right into the dry mixture and mix it in until it's just moistened. Look at how dark and fudgy this looks already. And for the last step, we're just going to dissolve 1 teaspoon of instant coffee into 1/2 cup of boiling water and pour that right into the bowl. And this just really enhances that deep, dark chocolate in the cupcake without giving any coffee flavor. But you can also just use boiling water instead if you don't want to use the coffee. And just mix this all together until it's nice and smooth without over mixing it. And the batter is going to be a little thin and liquidy, but I promise once you put them in the oven, that's when the magic happens and they bake up into these perfect little cupcakes with that nice little dome on top. So I'm just going to get these into the cupcake pan that I've lined with little festive red cupcake liners. So just pour about 3 tablespoons of batter into each little well of the cupcake pan. And I like to use my ice cream scoop, which gives me the perfect amount of batter for each cupcake so they're all uniform. Alright, now we get to bake these in a preheated 350-degree Fahrenheit oven for about 18 to 20 minutes until they're ready. Alright, so while our cupcakes bake, we get to make that cool, creamy peppermint cream cheese frosting for on top of our cupcakes. And as always, you guys can get the full recipe and all the instructions on my website at lindsayannbakes.com. So after the video, head on over there for all the details and more of my favorite holiday recipes. Alright, so for the frosting, we're going to beat in 1/4 cup, which is 1/2 stick of butter on medium speed until it's nice and smooth. Then beat in 1/2 an 8-ounce block of cream cheese. And just make sure these are both at room temperature so we don't get any lumps in our frosting and we get that nice, smooth, creamy texture. Then beat in 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1/8 teaspoon of peppermint extract, and in goes 2 cups of powdered sugar on low speed just a little bit at a time until it's all incorporated. Now I'm just going to crank it back up to medium speed and beat this for about 2 to 3 minutes until it's nice and smooth and creamy. Alright, now I'm just going to transfer this to a piping bag fitted with a large round tip so we can pipe on that gorgeous swirl on top of our cupcakes. Alright, I'm going to go check on our cupcakes and let them start cooling, and then we can start on the finishing touches. So here I have 1/2 cup of chocolate chips, and I'm just going to pop this in the microwave until it's nice and melted. Now I'm just going to transfer this to a plastic sandwich baggie so it's easier to drizzle on top of our cupcakes. Now I'm just going to crush up some peppermint candies in a little baggie so we can sprinkle these on top for the finishing touch. Alright, so now that our cupcakes have cooled, we're ready to assemble. So let's just get our cupcakes right onto a serving dish. And now I'm going to pipe on a nice tall swirl of our peppermint cream cheese frosting right on top. And now just snip off a tiny piece of the corner of the bag of chocolate and drizzle this right on top of each of the cupcakes. And while the chocolate is still wet, we're going to drizzle our crushed up peppermint candies right on top. Look at how fun and festive these look. So there we have my chocolate peppermint cupcakes, perfect for the holiday season. I hope you guys enjoyed this special holiday episode. If you guys give these a try, be sure to tag me in a picture on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter and let me know what you think. And head on over to lindsayannbakes.com for the full recipe and tons more that I know you're gonna love. And be sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel to be the first to see my all new videos. And I'll see you guys next time. Happy holidays!